Ja, ich bin's wieder. Okay, so nah heran. Hier mit meinem Let's Play von Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Path und... Du. Typ. Sebastian. Geh weg. Mr. Edgeworth, get away from the victim. I have inherited her dying wish. No one asked for you. Did you know the victim? Just as I thought. The goddess of law will surely reveal the truth to us. So please, rest in peace. That's right, Justine. Now that I'm here, everything will be A-okay. The culprit will rue to the day the crossed path with Miles Edgeworth, who is this fool of a man? Why is she glaring at me? You are Franziska von Karma, am I correct? I apologize for my late introduction. I am Justine Courtney. And the deceased individual is... Attorney Jill Crane, one of the members of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee. I see, so that's why she had the keycard. Moment. Soll das heißen, diese Person, diese Jill, die Kay diesen Brief gegeben hat, das ist sie? Moment. I promise that I'll get it back for you. Your most precious memory. Ist damit vielleicht hier das Buch gemeint? Ach, hab ich hier nicht. Mano. I take it you're in charge of this case? That's right. And with me in charge, this case is a good SOL! That reminds me, I haven't caught your name yet. If you just wanted to know my name, you didn't have to— Wow! Just state your name. I will not tolerate any unnecessary remarks. Oh, Sebastian the best. It seems the pecking order has been decided.
Mr. Sebastian the best. Here, this is from Granny.
This is the autopsy report. It seems you've been bested, Mr. Edgeworth. This wasn't a competition to begin with.
My job is done. May we meet again in front of another corpse? Okay, let's go home quickly and eat some noodles. I'll be leaving too. Take care, everyone.
Ja. The victim's head wound was post-mortem. Sebastian. And the candelabra dealt the fatal blow. Estimated time of death is late last night. What is it, Justine? While I do appreciate your enthusiasm, perhaps you should give your tongue a rest. You might pull a muscle. That would be painful indeed. Ich glaube, sie wollte nicht unbedingt, dass jeder das erfährt. Aber okay, jetzt wissen wir es. Tod trat also durch die Stiche in der Brust ein. Anyways, it's quite clear now. Kay Faraday must be arrested. What? What's the big deal, pal? It's just as he says, detective. The culprit is Miss Kay Faraday, the young lady in bandages over there, although she's not wearing her usual attire. Are you not Miss Kay Faraday? And what would you do if she is Kay? If you're going to arrest her, then I will resist by any means necessary. That I guarantee you. I am now convinced. The doubts surrounding your suitable as a prosecutor were indeed warranted.
It's fine, Mr. Edgeworth. You can go. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
What are you saying, Kay? You can't just go along with them, pal.
But I don't remember anything.
What if I really did kill that woman and then forgot about it? If that's true. Acknowledgement is the goddess' mercy. Atonement is her will. The goddess of law will surely praise you for your prudence. Sebastian and Judge Courtney, if you believe she is the culprit, on what basis do you make your accusations? Unless I'm completely convinced by your explanation, I will not obey your orders. Fine, have it your way. Now sit tight and listen to the perfect reasoning of the best. Was ich wahrscheinlich im 0, nichts wieder kriegen werde. Komm. I am the best in the world. No one else can do what I do. Yes, that's why I was the first to realize that Kay Faraday is the culprit. She broke into the meeting room in order to steal something. In other words, she is the only one who could have killed Miss Crane. His logic's an awful as ever, sir. Harsh words, coming from you, detective. I asked for some basis to your claims, yet your reasoning has told me absolutely nothing. However, we have no evidence to prove she didn't do it either. Don't worry, Kay. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth will pull off a miracle. You think my deductions are some kind of miracle work? You'd better not disappoint me. Understand, Miles Edgeworth? Because if you do, this whip of mine won't stay silent. Okay, alles klar, Franzi. Bitte nicht hauen. Entkräftung! Why we suspect Kay? Na, wo ist es denn? Ja, erstmal großes Angeben, wie toll er doch ist. Aha. Und was ist dann mit dieser fucking Keycard, du Depp? It certainly sounds like you are quite familiar with this room. The best man for the job should know all about the best places. Unfortunately, it seems that you are not the best man for the job. Are you mocking me? That's for you to decide. You didn't even know about this keycard, did you? Of course I know about that! You needed to enter this room! Huh? Was it really needed? This foolish fool simply doesn't know when to give up! Ouch! Sebastian, do you really suspect Kay? That's right! She's the only one who could have done it! Well then, allow me to ask you. Since this room can only be entered by using a keycard, how did she enter the room without one? Well, she probably used this and that and... Oh, did you pull a muscle? Allow me to explain then. The door could only be opened by members of the PIC, which means... Yes, that's correct. She conceded so easily? Take a look at this. It's a record of this room that I investigated just a while ago. At 12:52 a.m., the door was opened using Miss Crane's keycard. Okay, danke für das Protokoll. It's probable that the killer entered the room together with the victim, Miss Crane. after entering the situation, must have saw it leading to the murder. Your logic holds, but it's still merely conjecture, and it would imply that the killer and the victim were acquainted. No way, pal! Kay doesn't even know the victim! That is merely an assumption on your part, unless you have any evidence to prove your claim. Evidence is everything, in court and at the crime scene. Without it, your argument is invalid. In that case, I trust that you have evidence to prove that Kay Faraday and the victim were connected. Of course. What? This letter was discovered by Dr. Young in Miss Crane's breast pocket. The victim's belongings? Why did she withhold such vital evidence until now? Could it be she was waiting for the perfect time to reveal it? Come to think of it. And the candelabra dealt the fatal blow. Estimated time of death is late last night. What is it, Justine? While I do appreciate your enthusiasm, perhaps you should give your tongue a rest. You might pull a muscle. I'll read it for you. To Miss Crane, thank you so much for helping with my plan. I'm glad that we can help each other get what we want. It's like killing two birds with one stone. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. Kay. In other words, Kay Faraday and Miss Crane were accomplices. They probably planned to steal something from this room. Preposterous! Wait, that means the main culprit is... It's still Kay Faraday, of course. It just means her crimes have increased by yet one more. Ja klar, es muss eine Fälschung sein oder eine Verwechslung für irgendetwas anderes. I'm the main culprit? Don't believe her, Kay! It's all a bunch of nonsense! There's no way Kay could do something like that! Nonsense? Not at all. The evidence speaks for itself, wouldn't you agree? I knew that they wouldn't suspect Kay unless they had some sort of proof, but... to think they would actually have such decisive evidence. Nicely done, Justine! Thank you very much. Your explanation is still insufficient. I cannot accept such an argument. Sebastian, would you please leave this to me? Alright, make sure you shut Mr. Edgeworth up once and for all. I can't allow the allegations to gain any more momentum. I must turn it around here. Okay. Na gut. Oh, please, lass es was Gutes sein. The relationship between Kay Faraday and Miss Crane is documented in the letter. She roped Miss Crane into assisting her with her plan. However, for some reason, their partnership broke down. Miss Crane was murdered, but with her dying breath, she managed to retaliate. Her parting gift is the letter which she tucked safely away in her left breast pocket. Her testimony is even better than ever. Maybe the most perfect it's ever been, sir. Are you gonna be alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, of course. How unsightly, Mr. Edgeworth. Miles. Oh Gott, ist doch Franzi. Oh. Miles Edgeworth. Save your stoic act for some other time. Miss Von Carver, just whose side are you on? I'm on nobody's side, Scruffy. When searching for the truth, it's best not to take sides. Watch what you say, Miss von Karma, or else Mr. De Best is gonna... Best, you say? Well, I can tell you that the side I'm in always the... Ah! How irritating. Well, I suppose that's one thing we can agree on. Ja, wenigstens das. Herrlich. Na gut. Entkräftung! The letter from K. Na gut, du willst, dass wir das beenden. Dann tun wir das doch mal. Ah ja. Moment, lass mal doch mal hier den Top-C-Bericht gucken. Meeting room. The estimated time to test is sometime between the cause of death was stabbed wounds in the left chest with a candelabra. Post-mortem. Naja. The victim held onto the truth until her dying breath. A truly touching story indeed. The voices of the dead are soft. One must listen carefully to hear their dying wishes. And Miss Cranes has spoken. Kay Faraday is the culprit. Perhaps the voices you have been hearing are actually the whispers of the devil. Hey! Don't make fun of Justine! Let's listen to the voice of reason. Judge Courtney, please take a look at the autopsy report. There is no need. I remember it perfectly. The victim was stabbed in the left breast. No, it can't be. The letter was found in the victim's left breast pocket. That's where the victim was stabbed with the candelabra, right, sir? Precisely. It wouldn't have been possible to stab her there without piercing the letter as well. So, that begs the question, why was the letter found in the victim's pocket? It's simple. It was placed there after the victim was murdered to throw suspicion onto Kay. Somebody intentionally wanted to create this very situation. In other words, there exists the possibility that the letter was forged by the true culprit. No! The real murderer tried to pin the crime on Kay. That is the only explanation for the letter. And in doing so, the murderer ended up digging their own grave, sir. Right, sir? The culprit is Kay Faraday. The letter was... yeah, it was actually found in the victim's other pocket. Oh, what are you saying, pal? The officer's report was wrong when he said the letter was in the left pocket. It's actually in the... Ouch! A foolish fool who continues to make a fool of himself. Is there no cure for your foolishness? Why do you keep whipping me? And quit calling me a fool! Yeah! I saved you the trouble of punishing him for yourself. Indeed. Though I had no intention of punishing him. The letter is stained with blood, no doubt, because it was found in the left breast pocket. There couldn't have been an error in the officer's report, unless you were the investigator. Oh, say something, Justine! I see you have no objections. Then allow me to continue. There is one more potential suspect in this case. Don't be ridiculous! The killer entered this very room! There wasn't anyone else who did that besides Kay Faraday and the victim! To enter the meeting room, one needs a keycard. And their reasoning assumes that the murderer and the victim entered the room together. This is what we overlooked. If we just discard that assumption, then... this evidence reveals the other suspect besides Kay. Wenn wir uns das nochmal angucken, vor Crane? Gab es noch jemanden, der diesen Raum betreten hat? Der könnte genauso gut der Mörder sein. This is the keycard record Judge Courtney handed me earlier. The victim's keycard was used at 12:52 a.m. And there was one more person who also used a keycard. So you're saying this person was waiting to ambush the victim inside the meeting room? The keycard was used at 10:15 p.m. I wouldn't say it's impossible. No, it's impossible. And what makes you say that, Pearl? You got any proof? Of course I do. I myself am the proof. I was the one who used that keycard after all. Okay. Danke, dass du unseren Verdacht wieder zunichte gemacht hast, bitch. Is there something strange about a PIC member entering the PIC meeting room? That proves nothing. The fact that you weren't here at all makes you a suspect. Or do you perhaps have any evidence that you didn't kill your colleague? Such nonsense. What would I gain by murdering her? Allow me to reiterate what you said earlier. I'm sure it will all become clear upon further investigation. Why would I, a faithful servant of the law, commit a crime? True enough, I entered this room. However, that alone is not reason enough to suspect me of a crime. If that's the case, please tell me why you entered this room. I had some business to take care of, and some preparations had to be made. Preparations? That sounds pretty suspicious, pal! Unfortunately, I cannot disclose what these preparations were. However, I'm sure you could hazard a guess, Prosecutor Edgeworth. So she was preparing for my hearing. She must have gathered all the necessary materials to take away my prosecutor's badge. Okay, wer ist das jetzt nun wieder? It's good to see young people go head-to-head too ruthlessly. Who's that? Was bist du denn für ein Knilch? That takes me back. When I was young, I'd always butt heads with this brash detective. And then one day, he just disappeared. I hope he's still doing well. Ah, here come the waterwork! Charmaine the best. Did she just say the best? Hello, Courtney. You sure are full of energy today. And if it isn't little von Karma, look how much you've grown since I last saw you. Sir, it has been quite a while. A courtesy? You don't have to treat me like some sort of stranger, you know. Remember back in the old days, when you'd sit on my lap and call me Anki Boo Boo? Ich grinse gerade übers ganze Gesicht. Here I go again. Oh, how I cried back then. Pops, what are you doing here? A member of the PIC was killed and I heard that you were in charge of the case. What kind of prosecutor is followed around by his own father? Hold your tongue. Do you have any idea who this man is? Charmaine of the PIC, former chief prosecutor. He is the right hand of the goddess of law. No, Courtney. I'm just an old chunk of coal. There's no reason to speak so highly of me. Please excuse my subordinate behavior. I am Prosecutor Edgeworth, isn't it? Along with his trusty sidekick Dick Gumshoe. I am Blaze the Best. I am the proud father of that idiot over there. When that boy was born, me and the missus were happy as can be, you see. But now, I don't even know where she's gone to. Pops! You need a handkerchief! Andere Frage. Hat er gerade seinen eigenen Sohn als Idiot bezeichnet? That's... Ouch! Ah yes, Sebastian is an idiot. But he's such a good boy, you know. Okay, nochmal gut gerettet. Ich nehm's einfach mal als Sarkasmus, komm. Quite the doting father and son. Durchaus. What the hell? Na gut, dann belassen wir es mit dieser Begegnung erstmal dabei. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Bewertung immer gern gesehen, das war's mal. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. See ya, guys!